Betty Boop Acrylic Nail Art Tutorial by Hotpinkzebrapolish.
Hi everyone! In today's video I'm going to be doing a 3D Betty Boop design, and Betty Boop has always been one of my favorites. My suitcase, in fact, is zebra print hot pink and Betty Boop, which is an awesome combination. I hope you like this design as much as I do, and don't forget to click subscribe to see my future videos as well.
I'm going to begin by creating an overlay on my nail tip with a really sparkly silver acrylic. And this is just going to be for the background, and since I am doing this on a clear tip, you're going to see the silver underneath it, which is always kind of a pretty thing if you've got something nice underneath the nail as well. And then I'm going to add a layer of clear acrylic on top of that. That's going to protect the glitter so it won't get filed. If you file over glitter, it'll make it really dull and just not as pretty. And it'll also give the nail some strength. And once you have that on there, I'm going to be filing it with a 180 grit file to remove any lumps, bumps, or imperfections. And then with a 240 grit padded buffer, I'm going to be switching to that, and then I'm going to be buffing it to remove any scratches that first mirror abrasive file may have left behind. Remove the dust, and now I'm going to be working on my 3D stuff. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is basically doing a flat shape that's the outline or the base shape for our Betty Boop with white. And so I'm going to start with her head, and so she's got kind of a heart-shaped hairline, and then little cheeks that kind of come out. So her head is almost like a loaf of bread in shape, if you can see what I see. Maybe not, maybe I'm a lunatic, that could very well be. But then I'm going to be adding one arm and her body shape below. And so I'm going to be adding the arm that's behind her, so the shoulder that's turned away. And then she's kind of like leaning forward, and so her butt kind of goes up in the air on the other side, so we're going to see a little bit of that on the corner of the tip. So now I'm going to be covering up the white with some cover pink, and this is sort of a beige tone cover pink, but it does have still a pink hue to it. There's all different kinds of cover colors, so just choose the one that you think is the best for like a neutral tone. And the reason we put the white underneath it is because if you put just a cover color on top of a background like silver, or I've done designs over dark blue like my Cinderella design, I had to do this. If you don't put a color underneath it, you're going to see the silver through it, or the blue through it, or whatever color is underneath it, and that's not really what we are going for. You don't want it to look like your Betty Boop is bruised, which is pretty much what the outcome would have been. And so then I'm going to cover up her arms and her body, and then I'm going to add a couple little beads of that same cover color for her boobs. And then with red, I'm going to be adding her dress. So I'm going to start with adding the heart-shaped neckline of her dress over the top of her boobs, just like that, and then carry it down, and then bring it off to the side and up and over her butt. Just like that. And then also with a little bead of red, I'm going to be adding her lips. And then once again with white, I'm going to be adding the arm that is towards us, or towards the camera. And so I'm going to add just white going over that area. Push that in, and then I'm going to be covering that with more cover pink. With black, we're going to be doing her hair, so I'm going to start with a bead of black and place that up near her temple, and then sort of pull it down into the shape that we're going for, and then up and around the other side. And I'm going to add a little bit more just to take it to about ear level, and then press it up. And so you kind of want to exaggerate the shape of her head when you're doing this, so it has that same heart-shaped shape. And so then I'm going to do the other side of her hair, pulling it down so it tapers near her ear, touching it up, making sure it's even from side to side. And then with little beads of black, I'm going to be adding the little wisps of hair, the little curls of hair that come and go over her hairline. And so I'm going to just really small, relatively wet beads is what we're using. And so you're going to want, when you're doing this, put just the smallest amount of monomer on your brush, and then just dip the very tip of it into your black acrylic polymer. That's going to get you the right consistency and also the right size. If your bead's too big, these little wisps of hair are going to become much bigger, and they're going to take up too much space on her face. And once you have them that line her hairline, you're going to want to go through and add them on the outside of her hair. So just add them here and there, fairly evenly spaced up and around. And so they kind of curl towards each other, so they curl in. So the ones on the outside curl up and in, and the ones on the inside curl down and in, so they curl towards each other. If that makes a lick of sense. But then add a little bead of gold right at the bottom of her hair and push it in the center with the middle, or with the point of your brush, just to create her hooped earrings. just like that. And then I'm going to be doing some details with black, so I just add a little line on her nose just to really define it and show where it is. And then I'm going to be painting circles for her eyes, so I'm going to do one and then I'm going to do the other, and I might touch up, go back and forth between the two just to make sure that they look like they're symmetrical. And then once I'm happy with their shape, I'm going to be adding her eyelashes. Oh, and also just a little line on her lips to separate her upper and lower lip, but then 4 upper eyelashes and 4 lower eyelashes on each eye. And then I'm going to be adding her eyebrows. And then just a couple more outlines down below. So I'm going to outline her jawline, and then also I'm going to add a little line for each armpit, and then also in her cleavage. And then I'm going to be filling in her eye color with, the first thing is going to be a little circle of white, and then I'm going to be adding an aqua color for the color in her eye for her iris, and then black for her pupil. And then a little highlight on her lips with white and in her pupil. Apply a gel sealer over the background and also over her eyes and over her lips. I kind of missed that part in the video. I went off camera for a second. I apologize. And then you're going to want to apply matte top coat over the rest of her. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this design. Please share any recreations with me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I would really love to see them. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!